We've taken a look at the great beasts of old, those shambling, soaring things that once ruled the land and the air. We've dipped below the ancient waves to glide with the monsters who once ruled that murky twilight world. This time, as we take a trip back in the DFF time machine, we take a different look at the ancient earth. For as we wondered at the great beasts that walked the land, it may have been very easy for us to miss many of the creepy crawlies that scuttled around their feet and buzzed around their great shaggy heads. Trust me when I say you'll be glad these creatures no longer skitter across your lawn or cough while you're doing your intro or anything else. This is pests, extinct, disgusting pests and bugs. Get deep, fat, fried.
It wasn't actually me, though. In my defense, it was Taylor's mic I had turned on.
It was the one-armed man.
It wasn't me.
It was the one-armed man that fucking showed up.
Who turned on her mic? It was you.
But you know who didn't turn it off? The one-armed man. I told him to do it.
Well, okay, then. You're forgiven, then. You're forgiven.
Doing this whole fucking middle school bit.
What are you doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, look, I'm missing my arm. Oh, God.
I ain't got no arm. Ah, it's just a stump. I can't even keep it up. Come on, get up there, you fucker. I'm stumped. Ah, whatever. It wasn't worth it. What are you going to do?
Came the old stumpy.
Did you just say you can't even keep it up, TJ?
Yeah, I can't even keep it up. Man. Can't even keep it up no more.
That's rough.
So jaded. So tired.
That's rough.
That's how you do it, TJ. That's how it's done.
It's rough, man. It's rough shit. You know? Chick with fucking 15 tits and 17 asses, fucking alien bitch comes to me and she's just like, look at my big jubilee ass boobies. And I was like, bitch, take it to another planet because I can't even get it up no more.
Wow.
I don't even care no more. I've seen it all. I've done it all.
Can't even get it up no more.
Can't even.
Just over for you, huh?
For some reason, the second we started recording, I was just like, my underarms are just like, hey, we stink really bad. You're gonna just live with that.
Have you been neglecting your hygiene lately?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I smelled fine up until the moment we pressed record, and then it was just like, you stink now. It's like, okay, cool.
Damn.
Now I'm just gonna sit in my little stink bubble.
Dude, I've had that happen. Like, I'll take a shower and I'll just be like spacing out, and I'll be like, yeah, I took a shower, I'm good. Then I'll be like, I fucking stink. Like, did I wash under my under, like right under my arms? And I go like,
God damn. God, I smell like a fucking rhino turd or something. It's no fucking good. Yeah.
What do you think about this episode, TJ? I mean, I've taken you guys on kind of a journey of extinct creatures recently.
Well, we did megafauna. We did underwater megafauna. And this isn't like I guess these are kind of like mega bugs or whatever the fuck, you know?
These are megafauna. I mean, fauna are bugs, right?
Yeah.
They're not flora.
Yeah. Or did they have their own thing?
I mean, they're
fauna.
They're animals. They're just a different class of animals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
relative to the size of bugs now, these things are fucking giant, TJ. If you saw one of these things, dude, you'd run the other direction. You wouldn't be like, "Oh, look, a giant mosquito or a giant dragonfly. Oh, it's cool."
So this
I'd be freaked the fuck out.
this for whatever reason, I think we fucked up. This thing is called a giant griffin fly. I think that what we have now should be called the griffin fly because the griffin is a smaller animal, and that this should be called the dragonfly. So I think that we as a species have just like acquiesced long ago to the fact that dragons are cool, and we stole this thing's rightful name. This is the dragonfly. That is not a reed that this thing is depicted holding on to there. That is, of course, the trunk of a pretty normal sized tree. This thing was fucking ginormous.
That's a big motherfucker right there.
And dragonflies are mean motherfucking hunters too. So having these around as, you know, a human being, I don't know if one could maybe harry a human being and kill it, but you know, if you were like one of these things would swoop your dog. You know what I mean?
For sure.
You would just hear this like, and your little dog would just be gone. You know,
Dude, I went outside one day, very recently too. It was like maybe like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago or maybe a month ago. It was just before it started getting cold.
Yeah.
And I saw there's like a gigantic fucking swarm of fucking dragonflies like I'd never seen before in my life. Just a shit ton of dragonflies just everywhere. I'm like, wow, what a majestic moment. But if it had been these motherfucking giant griffin flies out there, I'd have been like, holy shit, take cover. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking crazy. I mean, like, you know, little dragonfly like this big, that's cute. Fucking big ass dragonfly this big, not so fucking cute no more.
Dude,
That's fucking
not
scary. I don't like that
TJ.
no more.
That's why there was no humans at that time. Because if you put a human back then, dude, it'd be so fucked. This thing just flies up on you when you're sleeping. You're like, oh.
I mean, honestly, with this thing, a thing this size that's a bug, we'd probably be eating this motherfucker if anything. But like, we'd have way worse shit to contend with.
What if it
than this
bites you,
motherfucker.
dude? And it has some in some in that bite. You're all paralyzed and shit. Fucking
Nah,
sticks
dog.
of fucking proboscis inside you.
Dude, if this motherfucker came at me, you know, I'll tell you exactly what I do. He'd come in with his mandibles. I
Liquefy
grab
your
them
gut.
mandibles and just rip that shit
Well,
open.
while
Just
you
like,
were doing that, TJ, the problem is, have you ever watched a dragonfly attack a piece of prey? Do you see that tail hanging down in this picture that we're
Yeah.
looking at there, TJ? That thing flips up over their head and acts like an arm that pins you down. So
Yeah.
good luck getting away from both of those.
I think I'm
while
a little
this
bit.
thing lays
I
on
think
top
I'm
of you.
I think I'm out of its weight class. I don't think it'd be.
You're
strong enough
probably
to fuck
right.
my
You're
shit.
probably right. You, TJ,
But
and
if I was
none
a
of us-
little, if I was a little mammal ancestor at the time, you know, like a
or
little
Peter.
fucking shrew. Yeah, baby Peter. I mean, hey Peter, I'm sorry to say, but like,
I'm
this
sorry to
thing might
say,
be
but
able to fuck you up.
if I were Peter, I would not want to run into one of these fucking things. But maybe it would fuck you up too. Like maybe one of these things wouldn't kill you, but you'd have a run in with it and it'd like fucking hit you and bite you and you'd be like, motherfucker, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, all we got is fossils, so like this thing might have like a venom sac or some shit, you know, like modern
we don't
dragonflies don't spit no venom, but maybe this motherfucker did.
we don't
Maybe
know.
it flies up on you and it's like, you know, it's like that motherfucker from Jurassic Park or whatever.
We literally 100%. I mean, who knows? So the scientific name for this is Meganeura, which I thought was pretty cool. Meganeura is its name. And mega is in the name for a reason. It's the largest of all of the giant bugs of prehistory. That's right. We are leading, ladies and gentlemen, with the largest bug. Of course, I consider other things like arthropods to be bugs, which means that it's not the biggest thing we'll be talking about tonight, but it is the biggest technical insect that we know to have ever existed. Pretty huge, but not as huge
What's
as
the
you might
wingspan?
think. Wingspan
How
of
big was
28 inches, body from tip to tail, 17 inch. 17 inch from tip to tail, 28 inch wingspan. If you go to the next picture, it might not be, well, we'll just wait for the next. There's
Gotcha.
a guy holding a full scale replica of one of these so you can get an idea how big it would be in comparison to you a little later. So it's a lot wider, of course, than the South American damselfly Megalopropus. which is the largest living dragonfly relative today. Meganeuropsis is sometimes called a giant dragonfly. It's not a true dragonfly. It belongs to the extinct order Meganoptera, formerly known as Protodonta, sometimes called griffin flies. So I guess that's why it's not actually a dragonfly. So I'm a dumbass, is what I'm getting at here. Because
close enough. Look at the motherfucker.
It's a dragonfly, but it's not a dragonfly. It's a dragonfly. You know?
I mean, it is, but it isn't.
Meganeuropsis permiana, which I guess is the full name. It buzzed around planet Earth around 299 million years ago in the Permian period. If you want to go to the next picture, TJ, it'll show you like kind of where this lived.
I'm actually waiting on a pizza to come here. So.
Oh, are you? I see. That's why your phone has been such an attractive.
My brain is like halfway on episode, and the other half
pizza.
I mean,
I don't blame you.
And honestly, as I get hungrier, the fucking pizza part gets a little. It gets as big as this fucking right here. So, it buzzed around about, like I said, about 299 million years ago. This is relatively what the Earth looked like around that time. So, of course, this is not quite Pangea, but it's like.
Well, this is Pangea.
You know,
this is Pangea.
Okay, so this is.
So you can see it's labeled.
Pangea was just one giant mass, wasn't it?
Well, this is one giant. This is one giant mass that has some fucking archipelagos or whatever and fucking shit. But yeah, no, this is Pangea. Gotcha. The big mass was called Gondwana. And then you can see like North China, South China, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. Anyway, so this is what the Earth looked like when these things are buzzing around. And it's thought that they buzzed pretty much anywhere that there was vegetation and water, just like a kind of mayfly or a dragonfly would today.
But it's not a dragonfly. So make sure to keep that clear in your heads. It's not a
dragonfly, though.
It looks exactly like one, behaves exactly like one, has the same life cycle as one, but it's not.
Right.
Okay. It's part of an extinct order, Arthropithecus bolinicus or whatever the fuck. So, you know, some kind of Harry Potter spell.
The term Meganeura means large veined, and that's because of the veins that these things had in their wings, which is kind of cool. This is what Earth looked like around that time. The emerging supercontinent of Pangea presented severe extremes of climate and environment due to its vast size. The south was cold and arid, and much of the region remained under frozen ice caps. So northern areas suffered increasingly from intense heat and great seasonal fluctuations between wet and dry conditions. So if you want to go to the next picture there. Next slide, please.
Next slide.
During this era, the griffin fly would have coexisted with trilobites, which we will talk about later, actually. Mammal-like reptiles pictured here called synapsids. That's the order. This is the Lystrosaurus, which is a synapsid.
Yeah, fucking Paul, get it right, dude. This is Lystrosaurus. Everyone knows that.
Everybody knew that. I'm sorry.
What's wrong with you?
Familiar ammonids with their tightly coiled spiral shells. You've probably seen those like fossils of spiral shell creatures. Those are ammonids, and they were super common back in the day.
This is a super friendly looking guy here. Like, if this the one up to me in like Jurassic Park or some shit, I'd be like, all right, I'm cool with this thing.
What about them fangs, though?
But I mean,
the thing doesn't have
those are friendly fangs, dude.
Self-defense, dude.
He's a fucking buddy, dude. You could fucking ride this thing. He's docile. He's a friendly guy.
If this guy saw me, he'd be like, "What's up?" And I'd be like, "What's up?" And like he would like, you mean like he's chewing on a fucking reed or some shit or a plant. He's not interested in me.
I don't know. I mean, hey, dude, I don't know. I don't want to know what to think about these things because these things are one of the transitional forms between reptile and mammal. They're like reptomammals. So
reptammal.
Dude, reptiles will just eat you because you look tasty sometimes. You know, if they had a lot of that reptile brain still, but they had all the mammal jaws and shit, I'd probably keep away from this motherfucker.
You know, people in the biblical days before the great flood killed all the dinosaurs used to use these to plow their fields. So docile and friendly were they.
Did they really?
Yes.
Yeah.
True
obviously.
facts. Hashtag true facts.
Did not know that. So our dragonfly that we're talking about here died out around the end of the Permian. It's around 251 million years ago. Victim of a mass extinction that wiped out more than 90% of all life, which I think we covered in a show recently.
Yeah, we did a bunch. We've done some stuff about extinctions.
Yeah, we did. So with this extinction, the high oxygen levels were gone, and to this day, no insect would ever reach their size again.
Oh, look at this. Poor fucking guy.
Poor
this dude choking his own
dinosaurs.
puke. Look at him.
I know, dude. It's just
Hey,
horrible.
it's like a Jimi Hendrix thing, man.
Yeah.
Someone just flipped him over. He obviously, like, he choked on his own sick. Poor guy.
Pretty terrible. So there's various theories, once again, to explain this mass extinction. We talked about that. I think we did in a triple threat episode that maybe.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was one of the. It was like our most recent triple threat we shot, and I believe is this the one they said that was like kind of like. They weren't quite sure about. Or
Yes.
I can't remember which one it was.
There was one of this is the one that they're not quite sure about. Extinguished about 90% of all life on the planet. The theories are volcanic eruptions, global climate change, which may have been related to volcanic eruptions, catastrophic release of methane gas stored under the seabed, which would have once again triggered the global climate change, or global warming, or a massive asteroid impact, are all theorized to have kind of
Well, you
killed
know what I
off a
think
lot
they
of the
fucking
animals
happened
at this
here?
time.
I mean, based on what I'm seeing here in this picture, I think the fucking all life on Earth just had this fucking. They're like, dude, let's throw a fucking epic ass fucking party. Right?
A rager, dude.
Yeah, they fucking threw a
The
giant
ultimate
rager. And fucking, it was the rager was so fucking hot and so fucking crazy and so fucking wild that like 90% of motherfucking animals just drank or fucking smoked or whatever themselves to fucking death, dude. Crazy shit.
I don't know if that's what happened.
And you know what happens when you party? Paul, but you know what happens when you party too? Sometimes you get hungry. You get those munchies, Paul. You eat too much. You fall asleep like this guy right here. TJ said, you choke on that ham sandwich. Let's put it that way. The ham sandwich, you think that you're eating the ham sandwich is actually, in a sense, going to fucking eat you.
Yeah,
Yep.
you drank all
You're
that
fucking
fucking
dead.
vodka and shit. Next thing you know, you fucking puke up that shit. No one's there to turn you over, and you're dead like this fucking, you
All
know.
right, here's another crazy
This poor
idea, TJ.
bastard.
The fucking dinosaurs had fucking cars and advanced technology and shit, and they fucking did what we're doing now, dude. They fucking did that shit, man. They were doing drugs. These dinosaurs actually be wearing fucking suits. They'd be feathered and shit. They were living a totally different fucking world and society. You know, we've been fucking fed this lie, TJ, that, a bunch of methane or some shit burst out. They just don't want people to know the truth. The fucking dinosaurs made our mistakes.
They don't want to know
If we fucking do it again. We're gonna be dinosaurs all over again. We're gonna be extinct.
Yep.
The Kirk brothers, pioneers of the epic rager theory of the Permian extinction.
So fossils of this crazy thing were first discovered in France in about 1880. Then in 1885, the fossil was described and assigned its name. The giant invertebrate predator also inhabited what is now the central United States. In some references, it's called Meganeuropsis americana. The Permian Basin underlies most of West Texas, part of eastern New Mexico, and contains Permian sediment some 12,000 feet or 3,700 meters thick. A lot of the oil that we use today might be made up, partially at least, of a lot of these insects because they were thought to be very, very plentiful and successful predatory insects back in the day. So.
Well, thank you guys. We appreciate that. My fucking car needs to get from point A to point B. Now I know what made it possible. Your suffering and death.
So these motherfuckers were not just predators. They weren't just wolves. They had a number of features that suggested that they were highly predacious. Among these was a pair of toothed and powerful mandibles, the ones that TJ said he would rip open with his bare hands.
I just ripped them motherfuckers right off.
Right.
Rip them off.
These were for, of course, tackling large, struggling prey. They also had very spiny front limbs, as you can see pictured here. Those were great for grabbing prey and holding it down as they chewed on it. Griffin flies were also very maneuverable in the air, just as much as their living relatives are. They're not dragonflies, though.
No, same as dragonfly.
Not dragonflies.
Listen, guys, be clear. If you only come away with one thing from this episode, just know the extinct griffin fly, the giant dragonfly you're looking at right now, not a dragonfly. Might look like one, might behave like one.
Griffin fly that you're looking at right now, TJ, not dragonfly.
Not a dragonfly. Be clear.
Everyone knows it's a griffin fly. Come on.
Griffin
Everyone knows that.
fly.
Don't be a fucking idiot, okay?
Don't be a
dragon-
moron.
The hell's this?
This is a fossilized nymph of a griffin fly. I don't have a whole lot to say about it, but I thought it was pretty cool. So they
a little baby one. They don't have the same look.
Interestingly enough, dragonflies also start as nymphs. Just a total non sequitur there. So these, but these little nymphs in and of themselves were pretty big. They, because they are the largest insect ever to live, the nymphs of this insect are also the largest nymphs to ever live. And nymphs, as you may well know, are a transitional form that some insects take. And they're highly predaceous themselves. So these little nymphs, when it came to things that were their size, they'd fuck them up. They had
huge, like a nasty little fuck, man.
Yeah, huge grasping jaws at the front. You can see there. Yeah,
it looks like it's about fucking 2.5, 3 inches long, maybe. So.
Yeah, easy peasy, 2-3 inch long nymph. Big. They were kind of in the water, so they were thought to have preyed upon like small fish and stuff like that in the water. It itself probably like this dragonfly, both as a nymph and as an adult, was probably preyed upon.
Griffin fly, Paul.
I'm sorry, griffin flies.
It's not a dragonfly.
Damn it, Paul.
The griffin fly and its nymphs were preyed upon, of course. They weren't apex predators. So other reptiles and amphibian predators of the day probably ate these big motherfuckers, although, man, I don't even want to think about that. That sounds like something out of a horror film. I wake up and this giant dragonfly is like, and I'm just like, oh fuck, man, what am I gonna do? And then all of a sudden I just see this big pink blob grab it and suck it in, and then I turn and there's a toad the size of a fucking grizzly bear sitting right next to me, and I'm like, ah! You're just like, oh god.
All right, I'm just gonna very slowly back away from this whole thing that's going on here.
Yeah.
And you see that last thing you see is that tongue, that pink tongue shooting at you, and it just all goes black.
I believe with the K5 extinction, Paul was sent back in time at some point. The fucking toad eats him, takes a shit that's so disgusting. It's just like chain reaction, butterfly effect shit. Before you know it, fucking volcanoes are erupting. The fucking goddamn ecosystem is collapsing. Paul, you might have actually caused it. You don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know. Here's that picture I promised you of a guy holding, a reasonable facsimile of an adult extinct giant
flamethrower
griffin fly. Yeah, this thing is not something.
This is what the flamethrower was invented for. So
yeah, I mean, definitely. Like, can you imagine having a barbecue and like 10 of these descend on it? That would be fucking bedlam. You know what I mean?
You're gonna need a big ass fly swatter for that.
Holy cannoli!
Get the big one,
dude. You punch these or try and swat these, they swat you back, dude. You don't want that. That's too big for a bug.
It's fighting back.
But what do you think about that? That was an interesting thing. I thought I would find some beetle that was like the size of a VW bus, but this is as large as an insect has ever gotten.
Well, I think that's because of the way that exoskeletons bear weight, right? So it's like at a certain point, the exoskeleton is not a great way to support something that's like gets heavier. I don't know.
You're exactly right. I don't fully understand it myself, but I did a little reading about it. I didn't pull much info about it, but I just wanted to mention it. That is really what kept insects from being huge, like we talked about, maybe being even dinosaur sized, is that rather than having an endoskeletal structure like we do that supports a lot of weight and can get bigger, the exoskeleton is not great at supporting weighty bodies. And so I
guess it's kind of the difference between like if you got like a big structure, at a certain point you're going to need some pillars to help hold that up, But if you don't have that, eventually you can just have an outer thing. It's going to collapse,
right?
If there's no other supports inside, and that's basically what happens with bugs. They just die.
That's a simple way of putting it. And so this is as large as they ever got, which is pretty cool. I did not know that. It's a fact that I was pretty dumb about bugs before I started looking into this, I guess.
Yeah, I believe they also needed what was like a super rich oxygen atmosphere.
Right. And that's we already went over that a little bit earlier. But
but that also played into the ability to even get that big. That's what and obviously when that changed.
Once oxygen got a little bit less plentiful, once the atmosphere got a little bit less concentrated with oxygen, a big motherfucker like this couldn't fucking sustain itself no more.
And adapt.
Yep. So before we move on, And I told you guys, by the way, I don't want any corrections in the chat, but don't go to the next slide yet, TJ. I don't want any corrections in the chat. I said bugs and arthropods at the beginning of this because if I just kept it to bugs, we'd be talking about things that are about the size of normal bugs. Let's not do that, right? We want big motherfuckers.
Big motherfucking bugs.
And so get your nope glasses ready and go ahead and move to the next slide. And let's take a look at Arthropleura, TJ.
There's TJ's fake glasses he doesn't need because he has LASIK.
Go ahead and...
Well, I'm going to say nope, Paul. Paul, let me ask you.
Enhance?
So let me just say this to you, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
For those of you who are just listening, I'm looking at some kind of giant, horrible millipede-esque sort of demon from hell that you would see in like a horror movie.
Yeah, this is like what you would see like some bug you would see in hell. Like you're playing like a Diablo game or something. You go and like you're fighting through a hellscape, and like this is one of the little things that's just crawling around. It's just like it's brown and spotted. It has two like Paul, is that its eyes?
Yeah, it's got some eyes in the front. It's also got some little feeler stalks that are near its eyes, which it uses to kind of feel around. But it was mostly a blind animal that just kind of crawled around and ate anything it came in contact with. Let's put it that way.
No, thanks.
Right.
It's an invertebrate. Arthropleura was a relative of obviously centipedes and millipedes. Lived during the Carboniferous period, about 359 million years ago to about 299 million years ago.
When you pulled all that shit about extinction in the last episode, you try to make it sound all sad and shit.
Yeah.
But you know.
Well, this is a look at the other side, the positive sides of mass extinction.
I'm pretty fucking down with the extinction of this motherfucker. I'm glad
this had to go. You know, I'm not worried about it. I'm not like, hey, can we bring that back? We have like a park with these fucking insane arthropods that are just like terrifying to look at. Like I'm just pretty much convinced they're gonna crawl inside me and eat me.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
if you're looking at a B horror movie and you're looking for some kind of creature to make people terrified of, this might be a fucking not a bad fucking little monster to bring back. Bring back fucking a few of these. Have them eat some people.
Imagine if this was super fast, DJ, and it just like leapt to you.
These would have been pretty fast.
Of course, it's fast. It probably
they're not like cheetahs or something, but they would have been pretty fucking fast. Now, TJ can cheat, so he's excluded, but because he's got the document in front of him. How big you think these things got, like lengthwise? If you had to take a look at this thing and say, like, what do you think this thing is, nose to tail?
It's not stretched out straight. It's almost like in a curve. I'm looking at that. 5 or 6 feet.
These things measured upwards of 6 feet and 18 inches or so. So about 7 feet and change. I don't know why this document did 6 feet 18 inches, but that's 7 feet and change.
Fuck that.
This estimate is based on, they've never found a full one of these fossilized. They find the plates and the body segments and stuff. And so the size of some of the segments is how they've come up with that idea. So somewhere between 6 and 7 feet long.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. If all they found is a plate of this, how do they know that plate don't go on and on? This thing could have been fucking 50 feet long or some shit.
Well, I mean, scientists probably have their ways, TJ, I'm going to guess.
Yeah, dumb fucks. They didn't even know dinosaurs had feathers till a few years back.
The flattened body of Arthropleura was composed of approximately 30 jointed segments, so even more segments than TJ by 2 or 3.
Kinship with this thing because we're both segmented. We're both about fucking 6 feet and some change long, maybe 7 feet in their case. But
sure, you'd be like a middleweight kind of Arthropleura.
Middle. I mean, I should start fucking crawling on the fucking ground. Just maybe the fucking color out of space transformation. Once the light bathes me, this is what I turn into one of these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You found your path in life, TJ, and I'm happy for you.
Thanks, Scotty.
Go start crawling around right now, dude. I think you're wasting your time here.
Yeah. Appreciate your support.
So each one of these armor plates was accompanied underneath its legs by 2 side plates. What we're looking at here visible is the center plates, but underneath its legs, it had 2 side plates for every center plate. So this thing was armored as fuck too. It would have been a hard motherfucker for a human being to kill. if we ran across one.
Casually like step on this
thing. No,
it's tough.
Not if I
kicked
exercise my Second Amendment rights, it ain't hard to kill.
Well, sure. I mean, if you got some heavy ordnance and shit, you'd probably be able to kill one of these pretty easy. But it would take that. You know what I mean? It's a centipede that you need a gun to dispose of, which is pretty fucking terrifying. Here's your size comparison to a human being.
Nope, not liking it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No.
A big motherfucker here. Just a big old bad old nasty old motherfucker here that, like, I'd assume if you were incapacitated would probably show up and eat your ass. Like if you were out in the woods and broke a leg and like were hungry and starving or dying of fucking frostbite or something, one of these came along, they would probably slowly but surely eat your motherfucking ass. And what a horrible way to go it must have been. Now luckily these never existed with us human beings. No human ever had to die by being slowly devoured by a group of Arthropleura. They died out about 299 million years ago, right around the same time as the giant griffin flies that we talked about.
I died with the same oxygen thing. Not enough oxygen to sustain their kind of life.
Good.
Arthropleura may have measured, like I said, about 7 feet long. So big motherfucker. While paleontologists have yet to find a complete fossil of Arthropleura, trace fossils found in Nova Scotia, Scotland, and the United States. All of these things, by the way, I don't know why they were all here. You know, there's never one that's like, oh, these were only native to China. It's always like, oh, no, it was in the U.S. too. So we had a bunch of these. Suggests that this ancient millipede would rival an adult human being in size. For a very long time, Arthropleura was believed to be an active predator and frequently portrayed as a gigantic version of the tropical centipede genus Scolopendra. It's now known as Arthropleura. It was not a predator like modern centipedes, but an herbivorous arthropod like modern millipedes. So it wouldn't eat you. It wouldn't eat you, I guess. But it would probably crawl over you and crush you.
It's still gross as fuck, man.
With all those legs going tick, 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 all up and down your body.
No.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I hate centipedes. I hate millipedes. I hate all these little creepy, crawling, many-legged things. Yeah. I'm not a fan of that shit.
But don't go to sleep too easy tonight, because nobody has ever found the fossilized head of an Arthropleura. So scientists do not know for sure whether this thing was a more predatory animal like a millipede or like a centipede.
No, it definitely will eat your ass. It's gonna eat your ass. This is not no fuck. This ain't no goddamn herbivore. What the fuck would it need this kind of body?
Now, let me crawl all over you.
I'll tell you this: that a lot of scientists say that it's very unlikely that these things would have been like more like millipedes, like more like with jaws and shit, because they say that they found enough segments of this that they would have found a preserved jaw at the very least at this point. But they don't know for sure. They've never found a head, so
I'll tell you what, maybe it didn't use a jaw. Maybe it fucking did that fly shit. Maybe it spits acid. I'm really pitching the acid spitting, by the way. It spits acid on
this thing up, TJ. What would come out of it? What color would it be?
What's that?
What color would if you like cut this thing in half on the screen?
Disgusting, sickly pus yellow. Yeah.
I think it'd be orange.
Found
maybe like an orange.
It'd be a warm color. It'd be a warm color palette inside.
Scotty is probably right. It would probably be a very cool orange color. It would be very gross on the inside of there. You wouldn't want to do it.
It's just like purple or something. Who fucking knows?
So the girth of this hefty boy was such that it actually left footprints that fossilized. These are Arthropleura footprints that were fossilized, yes. So nobody knows exactly what this fucking thing weighed, but we know that it was big enough that it left like pretty deep, pretty like reliably followable tracks wherever the fuck it went. So it probably weighed more than an average human. Let's just put it that way.
No, done. It's like a 300-pound fucking arthropod. That's great.
Trackways like this have been found in the U.S. and Scotland. The ones pictured here were found in Nova Scotia. So the name of the giant bug may be familiar to some of our audience who play Ark Survival Evolved, that kind of survival multiplayer game. It's found in various regions on the map. So shout outs to those of you that play that game. I know you dorks are out there. I tried that game and it sucked, but there's a ton of you dorks playing that motherfucking game. I know you are. You better come out in the chat. You better come out in the chat. Be shamed. No, I'm kidding. It's actually a pretty cool game. I don't have the time to play it, and I got really salty because I died and lost everything and I couldn't get it back. So that's really what happened.
Salty?
No. No. No.
All salty
no,
from
no,
a
no.
game? No. Impossible.
Marshall needs to record a fucking follow-up that stops the slander. Patient Paul, easygoing and something that rhymes with all.
Easygoing to stuff them all.
So, fortunately, though, the laws of nature do impose tight limits on the maximum size that arthropods can attain. The arthropod body is completely encased in an exoskeleton, once again, like the insect body is. Well, I guess arthropods technically are insects. It's one of those weird things. There is a distinction, but let's just say that the rules are different for arthropods and insects.
Well, the insects are like a leg thing. They
Right.
have too many legs to be considered an insect, because I think insects have to be six-legged.
Exactly. So that's why these are an arthropod. The legs are made of jointed tubes that contain muscles necessary for their movement. As the animal's size increases, the walls of these leg tubes rapidly have to increase in thickness, which leaves less room for the muscles. So there's a size limitation to how big these things could have gotten if they'd been allowed to get. And pretty soon it wouldn't be able to walk due to its size. That's basically what kind of limits the arthropod size. Another
like a fucking
sorry,
an
go ahead.
obese arthropod. Yeah, they like have to get obese, and like that's crazy though. Where you get so big that your like muscles just kind of like become like atrophied in a sense.
This is a millipede, or this is a centipede, by the way, and this is the.
I hate them. I don't like
the predatory variety. So these things will bite you, sting you, kill you.
Hey, man, I don't like it.
Another one of the things that makes sure that these never get big enough to, fucking be like as big as a bus is breathing. TJ's touched on it a little bit, I think, when he talked about the size constraints of insects, but small forms such as insects can breathe through tubes called tracheae, or I'm probably butchering that. So, dude that just started
doesn't really fucking matter too much.
Yeah, I'm the tracheae that open from on the outside of the body. The body then absorbs the oxygen into the hemolymph.
Yeah,
hemolymph through specialized soft membranes, etc. So yeah, if you get too big, you need this kind of rather primitive way of oxygenating the body it can't pull enough oxygen in, and the organs would have to be too big for the body to support.
It's not efficient enough is basically what's going on here.
Right.
It becomes wildly inefficient at a certain size, and that's obviously like it's kind of like a roadblock for these things getting too huge.
I gotta admit, I don't get it, because I don't understand how a bunch of holes all over your body and a bunch of lungs just like line your shit is not, or air sacs, I guess, but they're basically lungs, right?
Yeah.
Efficient is like, we got 2 holes here and just 2 lungs. Way more efficient. It's like, how does that work? I don't, whatever.
You got me, but if they had a skeleton, if they had a skeleton to support some larger air sacs, they probably could get bigger, but they don't. So there you go. That's that. There's your answer.
Fucking pussy exoskeleton having motherfuckers.
Too much weight. So yeah, I pulled this article about the 10 most dangerous centipedes that you should stay away from, that we could take a look at here.
All right. Fair enough. Cool enough. Whatever.
So this is, yeah.
I don't like it. Oh, no.
The giant Scolopendriae.
Oh, no. Scolopendriae.
This is in Australia. Just another reason to not go there.
Yeah.
Every fucking giant, horrible, demonic, unbelievably terrifying bug or any other creature is always in Australia. So just stay the fuck out of Australia.
Just imagine this in your bed, TJ. You're fucking fast asleep.
They dine on mice and lizards, so they just grab a mouse and eat it. Pretty deadly.
Put a mouse in TJ's mouth.
If you think you're getting in the water will save you from a centipede bite, think again. What you're looking at is the very first amphibious centipede that is large and scary looking with a unique ability. This type of centipede can swim and walk underwater just like it does on land. Scolopendra cataracta can grow up to 20 centimeters long, and these centipedes are venomous and carnivorous. Of course. So there you go. You can notice a centipede species by their big size, long legs, dark greenish black color, etc.
These are from Southeast Asia. So.
Yeah, so Laos and Thailand.
I'm scared of. I'm gonna fucking go down this list. I'm gonna see one that just says like United States, but hopefully I'm gonna dodge that.
Southeastern United States.
This is Scolopendra cingulata. Yeah, about 10 to 15 centimeters. People might underestimate the ability of killing. Its venom might not be as toxic as other centipedes on our list, but it does not mean it's okay to stay near one. These are dangerous centipedes that attack and consume any animal that it wants to eat, even if it's larger. There was one time a snake swallowed by one of these guys just to be eviscerated by the centipede from the inside out. Poor snake.
The snake swallowed. Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So
it fucking ate the snake from within. Oh, this one's
from the Mediterranean area. Where's this from?
It's from the Galapagos Islands, man.
Oh fuck no! Come on, Galapagos. Are you serious?
Yeah. Look at that. It's eating that fucking mouse.
Very close to one of the largest centipedes on Earth. Dangerous centipedes since they have large poisonous mandibles that kill. The centipedes use their mandibles to capture prey, as you can see here. Whatever they,
what the fuck are doing?
No, thank you.
That's Scolopendra galapagonesis or whatever something.
Yeah.
And then here's a Scolopendra gigantea. Even the name alone lets you know.
This one is 26, 27 centimeters. It looks like it can grow up to 35 centimeters or more in length. Large and scary. This centipede species has a unique strategy that can catch bats for food.
Oh, man, I'm not even that far from the Caribbean.
Yeah, Caribbean.
It's warmer, dude. I don't like this.
The fucking globe heats up. Those motherfuckers were like right on their verge of having these motherfuckers here in Louisiana.
Oh, yeah.
Get out. Get out!
For you.
TJ, with how much travel there is between the bayou and the Caribbean, I wouldn't be surprised if there ain't a couple out there in the bayou. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so they're probably already here. We just ain't noticed yet.
Already set up shop and snatching bats out of the air in the middle of the night.
Bats on the bayou, boy.
Yeah,
bats on the bayou.
They climb cave ceilings where the bats live and sleep and just snatch them. They can run quickly. They climb surfaces easily. So one of these could run at you from the floor, either wall on either side of you, or from your roof, or any combination that it wanted. One human death has been confirmed by a 4-year-old child back in 2014 in Venezuela. The kid died after being bitten by this centipede here, which was hiding inside of a soda can.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Shit, TJ.
There you go.
You thirsty, TJ? Hey,
fucking,
you want to get a Coke Zero, man?
You sitting there, you're just like, I'm going to fucking have a refreshing, fucking bracing sip of my delightful Coke Zero or whatever the fuck you drink.
And you know what you get?
Fucking lips, you're a little 4-year-old kid. You're like, yeah. Next thing you know, a fucking centipede bites your fucking lip and you're dead.
Yep.
Next thing you know, it's surprise, motherfucker. What's in it? I'm thirsty.
Sad times.
You're fucking dead, dude. You're fucking dead.
Heroes ain't my hero.
Where's this from? Where's this from?
U.S. and northern Mexico.
Oh,
Northern Mexico. No.
Fuck.
No.
No. Done.
Nope.
So this is a weird one. This one can cut you just by walking on you.
Yeah, no bite is needed. Fuck.
Yep. The cut is both painful and venomous because the poison produced on its legs, which will seep into the cut. Scolopendra heros, aka the giant desert centipede, is the largest centipede in North America. Special ability of this type of centipede is that it's capable of reaching into the air to grab small flying insects. The bites from these dangerous centipedes are very painful. They cause sharp local pain and swelling. At the same time, they may also cause nausea, headache, and localized skin necrosis. Not many deaths have occurred, but the severe symptoms can lead to kidney failure and heart attack if left untreated, you know. So you ever run into one of these or think you have, you better go to a doctor. Yeah. Pretty cool.
I'm looking at their
gross.
range right now. We're fucking on the cusp of that shit. And by
How
the way,
close are we, dude?
I know we were thinking about maybe fucking looking at Colorado as a place to fucking move. I'm just gonna say we're gonna avoid the fucking bottom left corner of Colorado, bottom right corner of Colorado. Nope, off limits. We're not going
Yeah,
there.
I want to go. I'll never go there. I'll never go to a state where these things exist, dude. I don't care what.
The entirety of Texas has these motherfuckers. So next time I fucking need to drive to the fucking West Coast, driving north first, driving around.
Yeah, we're gonna have a map of their range laid over a map of the U.S. And wherever we drive, wherever I go, it's around that shit.
Here, I'll fucking show you real quick.
Pretty horrifying. Yeah, you got that range map.
I'll show you the fucking range here. Look at the motherfucker.
Oh shit.
Oh
Yeah, shit. You don't want that. You don't want that.
yeah. That south eastern corner of fucking Colorado not looking too.
Oh, dude, parts of Louisiana too, TJ. They're right
And
by
dude,
us, man.
when's this map? Dude, I bet this range has spread since.
I bet.
I bet they're all up in Louisiana now, and I bet they're further up into Colorado now too.
Bastards.
This is Scolopendra mortisans. The bad thing about this one is that there are more related species, and all of them are dangerous. That includes the Chinese red-headed centipede, the Texas red-headed centipede, and more. Each of them is gifted with a painful bite that can cause extreme pain to both humans and animals. They have tons of colors, I guess, that these come in. The larger they get, the larger their prey is, and they always make sure not to get bitten by anything with a red head and is a centipede. I guess that's a
yeah.
That's a nasty.
Look at that angry fucking redhead centipede. I hope that bites me. It's like, fuck no, dude. I'm gonna kill that thing. I'm gonna take a break to that motherfucker if I see it.
Redhead.
Here's another one, warning away predator. I mean, that's what that is. That's like trying to warn predators, like, hey, don't fuck with me, man. Red.
Scolopendra polymorpha.
Dude. If I see one of these fucking things, it's dead. It's fucking dead, dude.
So southwestern United States, northern Mexico. This is another one we can find right here at home.
Look at this one.
These are mandibles, once again, to pinch and prey, inject venom and kill and eat. You can easily recognize them by the dark lateral stripes on their segments. TJ, you don't have any stripes on your segments. I'm pretty sure you're not a Scolopendra polymorpha.
Yeah, I'm not.
Guys, I'm telling you, like, learning about this shit. I know it's probably, you know, I mean, it's pretty much confirmed. We're in another mass extinction right now. If something has to go, I hope it's these motherfuckers, dude.
Centipedes.
You know what? We're gonna lose like elephants and rhinos and fucking manatees and all that other shit.
They're gonna outlive all of us. They're gonna outlive all them things.
But you know what?
These things will be crawling around.
Fine. Yeah, they'll be crawling over the goddamn corpses of humans and the fucking ashes of what human civilization used to be. They're going through our wreckage.
Yep.
It's a Scalopendra's world. We just no longer live in it. And then
so this is Scolopendra subspinipes. This whole fucking motherfucker is red. It lives in the Indian Ocean, tropical and subtropical Asia, South and Central America, and the Caribbean. Once again, another one close to you there, TJ.
What the fuck is that? Okay, I guess we're gonna get to that.
No, I mean, it doesn't matter. It probably does the same shit. It eats things. It's venomous. It hurts if it bites you. And
this motherfucker is hideous. What? It's Mexico and the Mediterranean. How the fuck did that happen?
So Scutagera coleoptera.
Yeah.
That's a weird looking one.
Dude, I've seen these before.
Oof.
I've seen bugs like these before. I'm pretty sure I've seen one of these before. They're found in buildings and other dark places in the house. These centipedes are yellow, grayish in color. They have up to 15 pairs of long, scary legs. They're pretty harmless to humans. They're more of like an infestation pest.
Gotcha. Says they will hurt though. If it bites
but
you.
yeah, you can.
Yeah,
you don't want to get bit, but
Well, this is probably the only one on the list where it's like you saw this, you'd be like, oh, what the fuck? You wouldn't be like terrified though. All the other ones, if you saw that pop out of like your fucking shoe or something, you'd be like, oh my fucking god! Like what the fuck? Like if that
Yeah.
popped out of your fucking shoe, you'd be losing your fucking shit, dude.
Oof.
And you know what? Just by the fucking sheer amount of these things that have existed and the number of people in their habitats, someone's done that multiple times. Like brunch, like, what is that? Oh, my fucking foot hurts. Oh, you've just fucking killed the centipede that was in your shoe. Or fucking you went to take a shit and a centipede crawled out of the fucking toilet.
So if you like this arthropod, you'll love the next one. Let's take a look at the sea scorpion. Now, I'll give you a better idea what they looked like, but here's the fossil of a sea scorpion.
I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Which makes
I don't think it's going to help.
Friendly.
I don't think it's going to help much once you see the beast, but we'll see. The only ancient bug larger than Arthropleura was the aquatic early Devonian sea scorpion, Jacalopterus reninae, which lived about 460 to 255 million years ago, right around the same time, once again, as the big dragonfly and
Age of the Bug.
Arthropleura, who we've already covered. Based on one isolated mouth part, it's estimated that they could reach up to 8.2 feet in length.
Well,
so
I mean,
go ahead and
not know what they look like. You know, that's not too bad.
Here you go.
Yeah,
So
it's not that big of a deal.
that's them on the left there. That is the sea scorpion that we're talking about.
What the fuck, dude? It's like something from a Roger Corman movie.
It really does.
It really fucking does. Like
I am Hular. I
a sea
communicate
scorpion.
through metal. Yeah.
You want to swim, human? Please, I'm stuck in the water. Help me, help me. Imagine someone just jumping in the water. Where are you?
Oh, I am Holar the sea scorpion.
So this thing, as you can tell, bigger than us now, so it'd probably kill us now, but was really, really scary to our early ancestors. It was a top predator in its environment. So this was an apex predator arthropod, which is pretty rare. Usually they are, at the very least, somewhere on the food chain. This guy was at the top of the food chain in the area where he lived. It likely only lived in the water because of the construction of its body. It just would make moving across the land very, very sluggish. It might have been able to like pull up onto land to grab things and then slither back into the water. But it definitely spent most of its time in the water. The creature likely only lived in the water. While calling it a sea scorpion suggests it lives in the oceans, scientists actually believe that it preferred fresh water. So it was more of like a crawdad or some shit. Fucking horrible, dude. Ugh.
Well, it makes sense. You live in the water, that the buoyancy the water gives you. You figure that it can probably maintain a larger size just with using that to your advantage. And something like this, 8.2 feet. Dude, I can't believe it was mainly a freshwater thing. You would figure like this is some shit that like pops out of the fucking ocean and eats you. But I guess it's like if you go to a lake or something or a stream. Do they live in lakes or streams, or they don't really know that?
They don't even know for sure that they didn't live in the ocean. They just said based on the construction of its body that they've been able to recreate, it looks more akin to the type of arthropods that took up root in freshwater. And so they believe that it may have preferred or been exclusive to rivers, lakes, reservoirs, natural basins, whatever the fuck. Freshwater.
Interested, man.
Yeah, crazy.
Dude, the fossil though does not really do it justice. Like I see that and it's like, oh, okay, but then you just see the actual graphical depiction or artist depiction compared, like I guess it's a 6-foot human.
Yeah. That's actually just one of its pinchers that you can see kind of at the front there. That's part of its pincher. So you can see how it was like, just lined with teeth, basically.
Yeah, it looks like it just basically grabs you or pinces you and then just devours you.
And eats you, yeah.
And
it would have been a really fast swimmer. Would have been a super fucking apex predator, dude. Little beasts all feared it. Anything that had to go near the water probably feared it because, like I said, the scientists do say that it looks like it probably could crawl up on the shore in a limited capacity and just snatch shit. So be careful when you're taking a drink.
It's the old dumb animal. It's like, yeah, I escaped it. It's in the water. Then it does the fucking drags you down to the depths.
Yep. The giant sea scorpion. Now researchers have speculated that some primitive fish adapted to the threat of Jacalopterus by growing bony armor like the ostracoderm here.
Ostracoderm.
Yeah. Because like why some of these bony fish that have these really bony plates started is kind of an evolutionary mystery. And so some scientists think it might have been in response to predation from these giant kind of arthropods and stuff. It's like, oh, here's a defense now. Now we're armored. We're hard to chew up. Evidence suggested that it had compound eyes, so giving it sharp eyesight to catch its prey. It was powerful and active. It was likely highly agile and highly maneuverable. So it would have been a monstrous thing to run into in the water.
It's a fucking movie monster, dude.
Seeing it laid out flat is one thing where you're just kind of like, okay, yeah, whatever. But like, kind of like seeing this like artist rendition of like, here's kind of what we think it might have been like in action. I'm just like, nope. Nope, that's horrifying. That's absolutely fucking horrifying.
You're fucking dead, dude. This thing's way faster than you, has way better eyesight. It's just gonna fucking come up on you and you're dead. That's it.
I mean, just look at this motherfucker.
You're donezo.
No. I don't want it.
It's bigger than you. It's stronger than you. It's a faster predator than you. It's gonna fucking grab you and just eat you alive in the water.
You know, we need to send after this motherfucker. Jason Statham, dude.
He's the only one that can beat it. So the hydromechanics of the swimming paddles and telsons of Jacalopterus and other pterygoids suggest that all members of the group were capable of hovering forward, locomotion, and quick turns. So they weren't like some animal that had to be constantly moving like a shark. They could just in the water, sharply turn in the water, fucking just wait for you in the dark. And you're like swimming around looking for clams, and it just like.
And yet the shark is still around, and this motherfucker is long the fuck gone.
Somehow. The giant and intimidating sea scorpion was not alone in ancient waters. There were several similar aquatic arthropods. I think there's some pictures of them here, TJ, if you want to skip. Mm-hmm. Here's some pictures of some of them. We'll talk about one of these a little later. So yeah, all of these things kind of were in the water, and a lot of them at the same time. So, a lot of stuff.
Okay. Yeah. The water's terrifying then.
Yeah. So yeah, you can see Megaloraptus there with those giant fucking jaws that could just snatch you.
Yeah. What the fuck?
And I'm assuming all these things probably tried to eat each other or wanted to eat each other. I mean, that makes the most sense. So I'm sure they were dying on each other frequently.
Yep.
I do not like no fucking Jacalopterus at all. I don't like none of these motherfuckers. I don't like them. I'm going to just say that right here and right now. I'm not a fan.
If you want a modern look at an actual Jacalopterus, the closest you can come is a horseshoe crab, interestingly enough. I think the next picture is a horseshoe crab flipped up on his back. I've touched one of these
before, for fuck's sake.
I've played with a horseshoe crab before too. They're pretty gentle creatures, pretty incapable of doing any harm to you as long as you don't get stuck by their big pointy tail. The structure of these little horseshoe crabs has remained unchanged since their emergence during a cooling period of the Earth more than 450 million years ago. They're also closer to arachnids than crustaceans, interestingly enough. Horseshoe crabs are more closely related to spiders than crabs.
Shit.
And they're not nearly as feared as their giant ancestors are.
I mean, I don't have no fear of a horseshoe crab, you know?
Why not?
I guess maybe one would skeeve me out a little bit if I was was walking on the like ocean floor and like one like scuttled by or something, be like, ugh, gross, but that'd be about it. It wouldn't be like, oh, terror, you know?
So horseshoe crabs are commonly eaten in Asia. They're used as fishing bait and fertilizer and for scientific purposes. You may be surprised to find that these living fossils essentially hold liquid gold. In fact, humans regularly harvest the blood of 500,000 horseshoe crabs every year to be processed into that very element. So kind of weird, but
That's fucking bizarre.
there you go.
On the note of them look like spiders, you guys ever seen the Japanese sea crabs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, those things straight up like spider. It's like that's a spider of the sea right there.
Yep. Sea spiders.
Yeah, here's
1 quart of the blue blood that comes out of a horseshoe crab, which this is the color of it here, is worth about $15,000. So there you go. You want to make some money, go grab some horseshoe crabs and start bleeding them because there's gold in them there crabs, I guess.
All right, shit. Fuck yeah, man. I don't know. I'll fucking... Never mind. I'm not freaked out about the horseshoe crab crawling on my feet anymore. I'm going to grab that motherfucker and give me some...
Come here, buddy.
Who the fuck
I'm
knows?
here to help you.
So yeah, the blood is obtained by capturing the crabs while they're spawning, draining 30% of their blood, and then releasing them back in the wild. And there's only about a 10% fatality rate in this process, which is pretty humane in comparison to how we harvest other animals. Like, you know, a cow, the rate of meat cow death is 100% the last time I checked. So, hey, only 10% of these dudes that are harvested this way are even hurt by it. The rest of them just go on to get more blood that we can harvest later. So, since the late 1970s, horseshoe crab blood has been approved to make what is called the Limulus amoebocyte lysate test, or the LOL test, an alarm system triggered by a type of bacteria that can cause fever and in some cases death. This test is extremely important in the medical field and was part of the rigorous testing of new COVID-19 vaccines. And most of the failed ones that didn't make the cut. Overall, the LOL test production rakes in about $50 million a year as an industry just for the test. So, and that's not including the gold that's extracted from this and all that. So this is a pretty lucrative little animal here. Also a living fossil too, an animal that was around at the same time as Jacalopterus, but somehow outlived it.
And extremely valuable to humanity. Imagine if they hadn't made it. Like, we're using them for, like, COVID testing and stuff to do these different, like, bacterial reactions. Like, it's just so crazy to me when you do these episodes, like, how all these pieces have to come. Like, these things have to make it 450 million years for us to be able to use them for this. Like, that to me is probably the most insane part about it.
Yep. Yeah, so I thought this was super interesting. It's kind of a digression because we're talking about extinct bugs, but here's one that was around at the same time. It's still around. It's closer to a bug than a fucking, arthropod. And it's got blue blood that has gold in it and is useful in COVID-19 and other viral and antibacterial agents and tests and shit. So yeah, pretty neat. Pretty neat little animal. The next one on our list tonight, and our second to last, is the humble trilobite. You've probably seen a bunch of these. These are some of the most common fossils in the world because there were so many of these motherfuckers at some point that they're just everywhere.
And now there's zero. It's just weird,
Yeah, it is weird. So they are a prized fossil find. They're in the collection of many collectors, most of them amateur collectors, because I had a little trilobite when I was a kid that I got from fucking La Brea tar pits. With the average size of around 2 inches, so not very big. These mini segmented marine arthropods have been collected by the thousands since 1698. That was when Reverend Edward Lude of South Wales was the first to uncover what he thought to be some kind of flat fish. Trilobites are defined as any member of a group of extinct fossil arthropods, easily recognized by their distinctive 3-lobed, 3-segmented form. TJ, pull up your shirt. Pull up your shirt. Can you stand up and pull? Just stand up in place and pull up your shirt, please. I need to count your segments real quick.
1, 2, 3.
TJ's a fucking trilobite, dude. 3-segmented form.
Living fossil.
You're a living fossil, TJ. How do you feel?
I'm going to Disneyland.
I pulled from Wikipedia over here. I mean, like, why? You're a trilobite. Tell me what it's like being a fucking trilobite, dude.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Swim around in the ocean, gathering plankton or whatever we did.
We know you like to eat pizza now. We saw you eating a piece of pizza a minute ago. So
that was
obviously
plankton pizza.
Plankton pizza, I see.
Yeah. or whatever trilobites ate. I don't know. That's what I'm eating. I'm eating the fucking
Well,
pond.
you are
scum and
one.
shit.
You should know.
Yeah.
Well, let me teach you a little something about yourself, TJ. So trilobites.
Yeah, I'm pretty ignorant of my ancestry, to be honest with you.
Well, you're ignorant of your own fucking biology, TJ, because you should be dead right now. Trilobites are exclusively underwater creatures. They had never existed on land anywhere.
Well, that's why I live in Louisiana, because it's basically underwater in the sense of you just walk out in the air. There's so much humidity, you feel like you're.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it. It's an excuse, but sometimes an excuse is excusable. So like other arthropods, external skeleton, chitinous material for the skeleton. For the animal to grow, the exoskeleton had to be shed, just like an insect. So these would shed, and a lot of the fossils that are found are actually not trilobites themselves, but just the skins of trilobites have shed that have floated to the bottom of the ocean, become covered in sand, and then, whatever. So most insects don't do this type of molting that trilobites do. And so there's less information about their extinct ancestors. The conditions for amber preservation are more limited than the conditions to fossilize, and preserved amber specimens lean heavily towards the smaller side. So it's not so much that they're boring. There just isn't a whole lot of information on any one species that doesn't have close ancestors roaming the earth today. So these are kind of an anomaly because they were super plentiful, but there's really nothing like them around anymore. Like, they kind of look like horseshoe crabs, but they're not. They kind of look like centipedes, but they're not. Their whole kind of line just kind of basically ended with them, and they were super plentiful in the, I'm sorry, what was the name of it again? It's like the Cambrian or whatever. I'll go back up. I'll go back up.
Yeah, they were in the Cambrian period.
Right. So, I mean, they were all the way through it, but they started really early. So they,
they're there from the start. Dude, I think that's like what they were about, man. Once the Cambrian ended, they're just like, man, fuck this planet.
Right.
Ever since the Cambrian wrapped up, this planet sucks dick, and they just flew back to their home planet, dude.
Maybe so. So yeah, these trilobites, while they are, like I said, one of the most plentiful fossils, so you can easily buy these on fucking the internet.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's seen them. Like, they're like pretty much an example fossil because they're so common.
The smaller ones, the bigger ones are still pretty uncommon to find, really well preserved, and can be worth a lot of money. But the little ones, sometimes they wash up on beaches and shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're not great.
So yeah, but there's really nothing like them around anymore. So there's nothing to compare them to. There's no preserved. What was that?
Why am I looking at a space ant, Paul?
Well, I was just saying that, like, this is how we know a lot about some extinct insects and arthropods, is because there's whole preserved specimens like this one in amber that may be millions and millions and millions of years old, but give us a relatively close look. This ant here, the funny thing about extinct insects was this, in looking into it, was there a lot of them look exactly like they used to back in the day. Ants, for example, have changed very, very little since back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. If you saw this motherfucker walking around, you wouldn't like. You'd be like,
oh my god, extinct ant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd just be like, hey, it's some kind of weird ant or something.
So a lot of these insect species, I think what I learned most about insects, and I kind of knew this before, but they are super hardy and super resilient. They were kind of exempted. You know those extinctions where it's like 85% of life was deleted off the planet, 90% of life deleted off the planet, and then there was that one where it's 98.9% of life was deleted off the planet. Insects, by and large, were pretty much exempted from a lot of those because of how hardy and resilient they are. And for some reason, they reach a form that's so efficient that they don't mutate much. They just kind of remain the same for millions and millions and millions of years because they just kind of reach this very efficient form.
Well, they had this one little blip, it looks like, where they got really big for the most part. I mean, like, in the case of the griffin fly, it's like, boom, they exploded for, a period of, many of millions of years, not a short period.
Well, it's a little blip in, like, the sense of, like, geological time, but, like, in fucking compared to like a human lifespan, it's like way bigger than a little blip.
Like they had like a period of like, oh, it's super rich with oxygen, or it's super, there's basically like, we have the ideal conditions to thrive. And of course, like any other species, that window fucking closes. And I guess in the case of the last one we looked at, it was just like they run out of. It's almost like seeming like to run out of time, because like usually like with all life being so interconnected, you can find something that's similar to it, and to have to go that far off, it's like. I don't know. To me, that's probably the most fascinating thing about all like that. This episode is like there's so many species that you're just not aware of that existed. So it's like you see, like with the way we kind of view the world, like a human-centric world. It's like humans have always been around because that's for all for all intents and purposes for us. That's how it's always been. But to go back and see these things and see how they're able to survive all these mass extinctions. But no, I will say this time it doesn't seem like they're coming by so unscathed because of the stuff we've done to the environment. A lot of insect species actually now are in decline.
Oh, absolutely. Well, because we're just, it's a double whammy with us. We're completely destroying certain ecosystems by deforesting it or damming things off there's a lot of, the thing is like there's billions and billions of species of insects. Maybe not billions and billions, but I think there's over a billion.
Billions and billions.
There's so many different little types of insects, so many of them dependent on a very specific environment. And when that environment is stressed in the way that we stress it, both by the climate change we're causing and deforestation and damming and all that shit, these things just disappear, and we're still discovering insect species all the fucking time. Like every time they go, there's a big, well-funded expedition into a part of the Amazon we haven't explored. They find a new species of insect or two. We're not even aware of a lot of these yet. And, we're deforesting areas that may contain bugs that we never even learned existed. Kind of sad. I think there's one more picture there. Yeah.
I got this. This is
so these are pretty
all
big.
of them compared to like the size of an umbrella.
Sure. Everybody kind of has seen an umbrella. You want to blow it up a little bit for us?
I ain't never seen a fucking umbrella before, so this doesn't really help me at all.
And on the left
sorry for you, TJ.
This doesn't even help me.
Scott,
you ever seen an umbrella? I've seen them in movies and stuff, so I kind of have kind of an idea, but like having never actually held or experienced an umbrella directly, I don't know.
It has kind of like a hooked handle.
Well, I can see it. I mean, I can see. I recognize it on sight. I'm not fucking stupid, Scotty. I'm just saying I've never in person encountered a fucking umbrella. So
never in your personal day-to-day life.
Yeah, never in day-to-day life have I ever seen a fucking umbrella. So I just don't know for sure.
You lived a very sheltered life, TJ. Let's just say that.
You really are sheltered if you've never seen an umbrella, you dumb fuck.
What in tarnation is that?
What in tarnation's that? It's like a blanket that you hold over your head when it's raining. And the rain goes ahead and drips down on in the ranch, but you don't get wet at all. Some certified thing I found. Look at this thing.
I see how it is. Gonna besmirch me, huh? Gonna besmirch me.
Why wouldn't we? Yes, of course. Every opportunity.
If anybody is worthy of besmirchment, TJ, who more than you?
I could drop the other shoe on you. I could drop the other shoe any moment.
Drop it.
All right. Well, earlier in the episode, you said that there was gold in horseshoe crab blood, but there's not. It's just as valuable as gold because it contains ambosite lysate, Paul. So, boom.
Oh, shit.
You misread the fucking shit, and you fucking inferred the wrong thing. I'm smarter than you.
Oh, shit. Gotcha, Paul. Check fucking mate, bitch.
Check mate, baby.
Damn, TJ.
I shouldn't ask for that shoe, but hey, you know what? What are you gonna do? So these motherfuckers, they would crawl up on the beaches and shit too. So they were not just little things that ran around on the seafloor. They would actually kind of crawl up on the beach, and they probably came in a ton of different colors too. Like modern day crustaceans do, because they needed to hide from predators that were coming from the air. They had really good eyes.
I've always
had really good eyesight.
Yeah. Oh wow. I didn't even know they had eyes. Honestly.
Yeah, they had really good eyesight, so really good vision to defend themselves from predators that would come from the air as they went up on the beach. Some people theorize that some species of trilobites like reproduced on the beach, like maybe turtles do now, where they laid their eggs in the shallows or near in the tide pools, and they needed to be able to blend in with the rocks around them while they were pooping on the beach or whatever what the fuck they were doing up there.
You know,
Yeah, it was probably safe for them to have their eggs, near a source of water, but not in it necessarily. So
that kind of changes my perception. It kind of changes my perception of a trilobite because I'd always just kind of thought of them, I guess, as that default sort of like amber, sort of like yellowish, dark, brown kind of hue.
Because that's what we've really seen them depicted as, but they were probably as colorful as crabs are, and depending on where they lived, and they lived everywhere. So like coral is just as ancient as them. Coral can come in a rainbow of colors.
So these motherfuckers might have looked really cool and vibrant.
There might have been blue, trilobites. There might have been trilobites with some deep purples and greens in them. There might have been a really cool looking animal, depending on what.
It's kind of cool to think about.
Yeah,
because you never see them depicted
I want to
that
get a trilobite and drop some fucking acid and watch it change all its crazy colors.
It could be as like the color of Scotty's fucking weird ass fucking neon glowing hair.
Yeah, dude. I want a trilobite to do that with, man.
Trilobite me, dude. So, TJ.
Like a little GIF or something. I don't know.
I was going to end the episode tonight here.
Whoa, what the hell?
Let you be done for the night. This is just some other pictures of cetacean. That's a nautilus. That's a nautilus.
Oh, well, here's some of the colors you could.
Yeah. Here's an artist kind of representation of some of the colors that they may have come in.
Look like Metroid enemies now.
They really do. They kind of do, don't they?
Yeah. If they were like floating around on the fucking 16 or fucking 8-bit screen, I could see Samus.
Dude, you would shoot that blue one. You would shoot that blue one, and it would do no damage because you need the ice beam to kill that motherfucker right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe your beam like black. Maybe your fucking projectiles just like bounce off it and come back at you or something. I don't know.
And the one on the left, dude, that's when you piss off the enemy. It's like, oh, you've done a lot of damage. Now it's getting even faster, and it's gonna fucking.
Yeah, maybe it starts like flashing red or something.
The one in the middle honestly looks like some kind of alien race's starfighter that they're going to send to us to blow all our planes out of the sky and shit. It looks like some kind of bioorganic. Yep. Really cool animals, though.
Through space.
I didn't know a whole lot about trilobites other than, like having learned that they were big. I tried to show people that they were a little different than I learned about in school. Because in school, what I learned was they were probably like black and gray, and they lived on the bottom of the ocean, and they walked around and blah, blah, blah. And here's what a fossil looked like. And that's basically it, right? And I just thought they were just bugs on the ocean floor. They were probably really beautiful, really diverse, really numerous creatures because we find so many fossils of them. So
I just wonder what the fuck happened that every single goddamn variation of these motherfuckers just vanished off the face of the fucking earth, but whatever.
Yep. So this is this image here, by the way, from left to right, contains Phallotapsis, one of the oldest trilobites. The nicknamed affectionately stealth bomber by scientists. That its scientific name is Lonchodomus, and the upside down Carolinites. So this is actually the bottom upside down look at the Carolinite species of trilobite. So pretty cool little animals that I didn't know fucking jack shit about until I started looking into them. Definitely some big ass bugs too. They were like, yay big.
Fucking cocksuckers.
I was gonna let you off easy, TJ.
Yeah, but then I pulled that fucking blood shit, right?
Yep.
I was gonna let you off, TJ. But you pulled that fucking shoe drop shit, so I've got the other shoe. Let's talk a little bit about Megarachne, TJ.
Oh, God.
Here she is. Here she is.
No,
TJ.
I'm sorry, you're right. There's blood. There's gold in them bloods, Paul. It's fine.
Yeah,
there's gold.
Yeah, there's
too late for that,
gold
in them blood. What is it? It looks like a living.
TJ.
It looks like a giant living coconut monster. I don't want it.
Well, if this thing were alive today, it would be feeding on small dogs, cats, probably children. This is Megarachne. And pretty much, all right, you've suffered enough, TJ. You know what? I am a merciful God. This never existed, actually. This is from an old display on Megarachne. They used to have these in natural history museums to show you how big these things were. And it was recently discovered that Megarachne was not a spider at all, but way closer to Jacalopterus that we talked about earlier. It was just another species of that. If you want to skip this and go to the last picture here, this is what Megarachne.
Well, that's fucking very different. What the fuck, science?
Yeah. So this is what Megarachne.
How'd you get it so fucking wrong?
Yeah, it's what it actually looked like. The problem is that we'd only found one little part of Megarachne, and so it was assumed by scientists to be a part of a spider. Do you see the part that they found? That little disc.
The leg?
No, it's that little disc on the back that's got the stripes on it. And they thought, this is the thorax of a giant spider. It wasn't. It's just another arthropod. It's another.
Dude, this motherfucker's kind of cute, honestly. Like, you slap a few googly eyes on it, you could be a fucking Pokemon or something.
Yeah, dude. Megarachne, I choose you. Megarachne, use water beam.
Yeah, you know, I can see it.
Yeah.
That's just so. Well, dude, that's what happens. You extrapolate on just one thing. You take this one piece. So you see, like, how that's the whole scientific process. I mean,
And that's why evolution's a bunch of bullshit.
A giant spider in a tree to, like, okay, it's actually an arthropod that kind of looks like this that, you know, swim along.
So what I'm giving you here about this Megarachne is actually relatively updated information. So an interesting piece of trivia about this, if you want to go back one, TJ, and I'll set this up. And then we'll watch this and to close out the episode, I guess.
Bitch, why the fuck where's my fucking tabs at?
Oh my God. Here we go. Here goes
my fucking tabs.
Here goes.
Oh shit, guys.
All right, TJ.
Okay, hold on. I know it's in here. Okay, show tab bar. Yeah, that's what I want.
All right, yeah, there you go.
Okay. Sorry.
Don't fuck it up, TJ.
Tabs managed. I don't know.
Don't fuck it up,
It's okay, TJ. I forgive you. Yeah, it's fine.
Fuck it up, buddy.
Browser. I don't know.
So
Error.
we were dumbasses until 2005, basically, is what I'm telling you. That's when it was discovered that Megarachne, who has a name that implies it was a giant fucking spider, Megarachne, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds like a giant spider.
Until 2005, that's what we thought it was. In fact, it was during the production of the 2005 British documentary Walking with Monsters that Megarachne was slated to appear as a giant tarantula-like spider hunting the cat-sized reptile Turlicosaurus, whatever the fuck, who cares, in a segment detailing the Carboniferous, with the reconstruction closely following what was thought to be known of the genus at the time. The series began production. The actual identity of the genus as a Eurypterid was only discovered well into production, and by then it was far too late to update the reconstructions. The scenes were left in, but the giant spider was renamed as an unspecified species belonging to the primitive spider suborder Mesothelae, a suborder that actually exists, but with generous, much smaller than, and looking considerably different from the spider featured in the program. So take comfort, TJ. There was never a spider anywhere near this big. It just isn't possible. Well, not that we've discovered. But here's that segment from Walking with Monsters back in 2005 that used to be Megarachne.
Look, we made a mistake.
Walking with Monsters.
Look, all right, it's now this other fucking species.
It was 50 feet tall. I don't like it. Oh, Jesus, no.
What do you think about this shit?
I like how it fucking rears back.
Yeah.
I've never seen a real spider be dramatic in my life. Have you ever fucking seen a spider go like...
That one.
And then just let its fangs drip. It's just like drip.
That's a fucking dramatic spider. Not only is he huge, he's got a fucking sense of drama to him, you know?
Yeah.
This Mesothelae spider is the size of a human head. She'd be hunting cats if she were alive today.
I mean, well,
bullshit.
She's also bullshit, but, you know,
We
we'd
just-
already We'd already animated this whole thing, so you know.
Right, we've already animated this whole thing, so let's invent a mesothelial spider that could have conceivably hunted a cat, even though the largest one that I could learn about was no bigger than a human hand. Let's go with that. Yes, it was a giant mesothelial spider. Go with it, run with it, produced. Send it to the people as gospel truth, even though we know it to be bunko, because we've already spent the Queen's dollars on it. Thank you, BBC.
She's an ambush predator.
No, she isn't. She doesn't exist. This is just shit you know about existing spiders, you fucking assholes.
Good old. Yeah, what do we got here? All right. What's going to happen now?
In her burrow, she rests her feet on carefully constructed trip lines.
Oh, she does, huh?
She does, TJ. Oh, she does.
Damn right.
And then this lizard comes by and she's like, "What up,
Oh,
bitch?"
shit.
This lizard's like, "Ah!"
Don't fucking hate me! Oh my god! I don't want to die!
Man, this is fucked up. No. All right, I'm gonna get in this log here. This bitch can't get me in here. Shoo. Ha ha ha, bitch.
Or can she?
She's trying.
See ya.
First, the spider's armor stops her squeezing in.
But then,
What?
damn, dude.
Dude, she fucking raped that lizard, dude.
Yeah, she fucked him in the ass.
Did you see that shit? That didn't look like she was preying on him.
Dude, go back. Go back. Yeah, go
Dude,
back. Let's see that
dude,
again.
we gotta see that again. Can you slow that
Slow-mo.
down and just like mute it so we don't have to hear
Yeah.
the odd? No, go back to when it was raping the lizard, TJ. I want to watch the whole fucking thing in slow mo.
I don't know.
Like the whole. I don't want to see. I don't
Alright,
need
in
to
the
see the
hole.
whole chase in slow mo, TJ. I just want to see the.
Shut up, Paul. You're fine. You love it. You love it, man. You
Don't
want to see
tell
the
me
whole.
what I love,
Alright,
TJ. I know what I
right-
love.
right there,
Right
TJ.
in here.
Right
Yeah, right in here. Give us
Okay,
at like half speed or some shit. Yeah. Here we go. All right. So
I'm gonna
bitch,
butt rape you.
bitch is
You
trying
don't
to
be
get
butt
in.
raped, do you?
Going
Bitch,
around.
bitch goes around the side, which
I'm
the lizard
safe.
is too dumb to check.
What the
I'm
fuck's
not gonna
going
get butt raped.
There she
Butt rape
is,
central.
dude. Boom.
on?
Boom.
Rape.
Boom.
rape.
Look at that thorax. Bam,
dude.
bam, bam, bam. Can we show
I
this?
can't handle it.
Can we show this shit on YouTube, yo?
I want to see that again.
Slamming
It's
that
mug porn,
ass.
Remember earlier when I said I couldn't get it up no more? I
Yeah.
was wrong.
Now it's fully erect for you, TJ.
I finally figured out.
Dramatic pause again too. During the butt raping, like
I mean, well, you know, if you're gonna fucking pounce on a lizard and butt rape it, and you're a giant spider, of course you're gonna have a little flair to it. Which you
they
can
have
just,
some little shit dripping off my fucking fangs.
yeah, you know, the spider was legit. I mean, well, it wasn't because it never existed and they made it up. But you know, hey, legit.
Dude, they invested a lot of money, dude. What do you want them to do? Get the shit right? I mean, it's educational, but I mean, like,
You know,
is it
yeah.
really educational? It's for entertainment. Let's be honest. Entertainment trumps education. We gotta go with it.
Yes.
And
It's
shitty
just make it
CGI
another
too.
spider and just make up some things about it. Make it a trapdoor type of spider. Yes, go
It's
ahead.
a mess up that spider thing. Mega arachnid. You know, let's go with it.
The rednecks and whatever, and the shavs at their house, like, oh damn, that's a fucking crazy spider that was.
To see that spider what could catch a whole fucking cat. I ain't shitting you, mate. A fucking spider the size of a fucking hound dog. That's right. It
Take it over
existed.
dumbass Americans, dude. Dumbass fucking Americans get like, damn, look what it can do. It can eat a cat. If we had a cat right now, it'd jump in the cat window, eat that cat, kill it. We'd probably look at it. It'd probably be pretty cool.
Look at that
Damn,
there.
we not like one for a pet.
Femdom spider pegging that there lizard.
I tell you what,
And then-
Peggy, I'm so sick of this cat shitting on the floor. I was watching the BBC the other night, and I learned about this spider that was big enough to hunt cats. And I wish that spider, Peggy, was still alive and would come and hunt your stupid ass piece of shit cat that keeps shitting all over my goddamn floor. Well, you didn't step in it, bitch. So go kiss my ass about it, then. I hope one of them big ass spiders eats your fucking fat ass too. You dumb get out of here. We're breaking up.
We know what you thought when you saw it, TJ. We know exactly what you thought.
I was like, non-existent.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
TJ is not the one that likes bugs in this group,
Yeah,
Scotty.
that's true. You projected, motherfucker.
I like to look. I'm gonna tell you what. I like to fuck the bug. So there's a little bit difference there.
You can fuck
TJ likes to
that
be
bug.
fucked.
That bug
That
is
bug
big
has
enough for you
got
to
a
fuck. You telling me you ain't
if you
shoved
reverse
up?
the video, if it's me chasing the bug and it's like it's in the hole and I'm trying to get it and shit, and then I come pop down the top and then I'm like,
That niggeracne fucking pussy is fucking hungry for your cock, Scotty.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
dude.
saying?
While Scotty, while it's fucking boning that lizard, Scotty fucking pounces on that spider like,
oh yeah.
yeah, you're distracted, aren't you?
Dope.
All
That's
right,
what
well,
I got
You
for
gotta do what you
you.
gotta do, man.
Hell of an ending to our educational bug episode, but whatever. Fucking, you're right.
Hey, it's about as accurate as this other educational shit was. So there you go.
That's very true. That's very true.
You know, and you know what? Sometimes we might not be the fucking best fucking educators in the fucking world because we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. But you know what? At least we ain't never made something up like this and just been like, yeah, we're just gonna fucking tell you this is true. No, it's not.
Except for that time that I read things wrong and said that there was gold in horseshoe blood.
Yeah, but you know what? That was an honest goddamn mistake.
Editor,
Honest
editor.
honest mistake. This is fucking them knowingly deceiving you when they know the facts that are presenting your fucking lies, man.
Editor.
So we know. I mean,
Editor
we
could-
probably won't do that. We probably have done that. But you know what? Fuck that. We're still feeling morally superior. It's all good.
Yeah.
Future editor, please remove both my mistake and TJ's call out of my mistake from the. I'm just kidding. Leave it in.
It's funnier to leave it in.
It is. It's way better to leave it in. All right. Yeah, that's it. That's giant insects. And once again, left a lot on the table with these. There's a bunch. We can do a bunch of. I hate saying that now because people go like, "Oh, you left a lot on the table, but only did an hour and a half. Why not do 6 hours?" Because that's the point. I gotta make you motherfuckers want more. So, you like big ancient bugs? Let me know in the comments section, and I'll do another fucking one of these on some big, giant, nasty, disgusting bugs that hit the cutting room floor.
Hell yeah.
I like big bugs and I cannot fucking lie.